Stat-wise, 820,000 people in the country have a technician license or better. And this is growing, strangely. You hear rumors about the imminent demise of amateur radio, but the numbers are going up. Not super fast, but they are going up. 98 of those people are on Orcas Island, according to the database. I don't know how many people of those are active at all. I think we have a few of them in the room. Unfortunately, we only have 4 that actually are active in the drills we do twice a month. And for a variety of reasons, scheduling probably is one of them. That's not enough to staff 7 fire stations and an incident command vehicle in an emergency when you need 2 shifts to run around the clock. So unfortunately, I have to turn this into a little bit of a sales pitch and say, if this is interesting to you, we could use your help. It takes some commitment to actually practice and build up the skill to be helpful, but we'd love to have your help. And there are a lot of people in that 98 that would love to mentor you, that are not necessarily the 4 that are active, but still have a lot of ham radio skill and are out there in the wings, I think, ready to pull in if we really needed them. So if you want to learn this, how do you go about doing it? Well, you can teach it yourself. As I said, it's not that hard. I recommend this book. It's also printed on the handout. Pick it up for 30 bucks, study it. If you want to, you can just memorize the answers to the questions because they're all in the book, if that's the kind of way you like to study. And my wife did that while she was quizzing me and passed the test with no problem at all. So it's one way to get the license. The local ham radio club, San Juan County Amateur Radio Society, that's sjcars.org, periodically runs classes. I may be teaching one coming up here in another couple months. It's not scheduled yet. You might be able to jump in on that. But go fill out the contact form and say, hey, I'd really like to have a class. Let me know when the next one's happening. And then arrl.org is where you find the scheduled exams. And it looks like, just so you're aware, if you're taking notes on when you're going to take the test, let's see, June 8th in Bellingham, June 15th in Bellingham, or June 18th in Anacortes are exams coming up. And once you've gotten your technician license, best way to get started is to pick up a radio and check in on the Wednesday night weekly meeting of all the amateur radio folks in the county and just say, hi, I'm new to this, how can I help? And introduce yourself. So that is the prepared material. And now we can take some Q&A. And we have about 9 minutes. Microphone. Go ahead.
So are double A battery powered cell phone chargers readily available?
Yes, they are. And I have 2 right here. Readily available is probably the difficult part here. These were the 2 I could find. Most of them are lithium powered. This is a Verbatim brand 4 AA battery charger. It was about 13 bucks on Amazon.
And it charges a cell phone?
It'll charge a cell phone. It'll put out 1 amp. I don't recommend using it with alkalines because 1 amp is a lot of power to pull out of an alkaline battery. But with these lithium ones, I think it'll work just fine. So that's the cheapest option. And then if you want to spend a little more money, you can get a Goal Zero Guide 10, which comes with nickel metal hydride rechargeables and allows you to charge it off of a USB charger, or you can put AA throwaway batteries in it. So this is 30 bucks, I believe.
So a lot, from what I was gathering, we were talking about, it was based on if we have electricity. Electricity goes out, a lot of it goes out the window, right? Other than
Yeah.
driven stuff. So on the Wi-Fi, on the router, you said there was you could charge your cell phone? What was that about?
Oh, you're talking about the backup UPS on the...
Yeah, not necessarily charge your cell phone, but what we want is on a VoIP system that requires power to get on the internet. So we put a cyber-powered battery unit that will run a minimum 8 hours to power your modem and power your phone, so that you can use it as a phone. So that's what that system was for. So that means, if you had a generator at your house or you have other backup systems, that's fine. We rely on backup power systems and a power failure too for our main network. But to take care of that main component of communication, we supply that battery with the phone service.
So our routers and our phones are being powered remotely somehow?
No, so it's a local battery box.
Oh.
So it's a piece of equipment we hand to you, and you make a connection at home, so it's all sitting on there. So when the power goes off, you hear beep, 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 and the thing's running on battery now. And
Right.
it's just like a UPS that you put on your computer or any other system, yeah.
So if you have a generator at your house, that can recharge off the generator. If you don't, once it goes flat, it's flat, no power comes back on.
Is that a solar battery?
Yeah, so if you don't like the idea of buying and throwing away these AA batteries, you can get something like this for about 60, 70 bucks. It rolls up into a nice little package, and it will charge a rechargeable battery pack, something like this. They range in price. This one was kind of on the high end, a couple $100. So, I mean, you can buy several hundred AA batteries for the cost of the solar system, but this will run essentially forever. So.
I just to throw in, I personally recommend something like this system setup because my wife and I, we use solar recharging with a Goal Zero pack when we go backcountry. So spending weeks out there. That is amazing. I can't just sitting on the backpack as we hustle around for the day has enough juice to recharge a cell phone. So thinking about an emergency situation, you should be able to get enough power just by solar just to recharge at least a phone to be able to get updates. I think that's great. Everyone, I think, should have one of those.
So, early in the conversation, I forgot who mentioned, who was talking about CenturyLink,
Yeah,
but
it's probably me.
I was kind of surprised by one thing, and it's hard to believe it's true. So, if the power went off on Orcas
Yeah.
for 4 hours,
Yeah.
is it true that we would lose phone service? Is that what I heard?
So I did not get an official response from.
I'm actually a former CenturyLink tech. I
Okay,
can
go
answer
ahead,
that.
go ahead.
There's actually, I think, can everybody hear me? Yeah.
Yes.
There's actually 4 generators. There's one at Orcas, one at Deer Harbor, one at East Sound, and one at Olga.
Okay.
Those automatically kick in as soon as the power goes off. There's 3 portable generators, and all those other remotes can be generated off that. So there is a difference is when those are generated, that 24 volts goes out and charges your corded phone. So theoretically, the phone system on Orcas can stay up for as long as the fuel tank goes out. So.
Okay.
So it's not entirely on battery backup, which is kind of what I
No,
thought.
it's not, but it is. So somebody actually has to get in the truck, drive those generators out to
I
those
see.
remotes, and that is the policy over a certain number of hours.
Because a 4-hour power outage is not all that uncommon.
No, it's not. But they do have the infrastructure to keep that
Yeah,
system
got
going.
it, thank you.
Yeah, and I think what you'll find, Greg mentioned, it's 4 hours, but it's plus or minus. And I think what you find is, if it's a newer battery, it will last longer. If it's not being utilized a lot, there's not a lot of traffic on it, it will last longer. But when our crews are out there running around, we pass the CenturyLink guys too. They're out pulling portables and doing that.
And again, when the batteries start getting old, they don't hold even the 4
Yeah,
hours.
yeah,
So-
So yeah, it's limited. There are only certain areas on the island that are on those extended links, right? If you're close to the central office or one of the locations with the generator, you'll be wired directly to that, and you're only dependent on the generator there. So it's hard to know without actually asking CenturyLink what infrastructure you're going through.
You have your little rechargeable battery pack. I'd like to point out that nowadays for people that would like to have a car jump starter,
Yeah.
they have ones about that size that both have USB port outputs that will charge your cell phones or will start your car.
Right.
And they're that size or smaller than that size.
Lower left right there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes, precisely.
Yeah.
And it's really remarkable how small they are, and in most cases, they will start your car's batteries dead. Serves 2 purposes, and they're anywhere between $40 and $90, depending on how much you have.
The main thing there is just make sure you keep it charged, because
Yeah.
if you don't, it's worthless. It's a
They
brick.
also last quite a while.
Yeah. We have enough time for maybe 2 more questions, so.
I wanted to ask one question if I can.
Yes.
There's a new tower, a new cell tower down there where I live in Rosario. And you don't have a generator there, or do you have 8 hours worth of battery in that tower?
Yeah, at the bottom, there's 2 strings of batteries in all those cabinets, but that site is, like I said, all of them are being fitted with on-site generators. Right now, the ones that aren't fitted with on-site generators, they're permanently placed. All of those sites will have permanent generators by the end of this year,
When-
but by the end of this year.
Oh, by the
no
end of
later
the year,
than that.
okay.
Yep, it has to be by the end of this year.
Thank you.
And then, so relying on battery or portable, like we were mentioning, yep.
Isn't Hilltop? Hilltop has a generator, doesn't it?
Hilltop
Above Rosario, the one up above.
upper? Not yet, no, that one,
There's some other stuff in play with that one. Some of these with the radio project with the county are gonna get fitted with something a little bit more than just that for better capacity, but yes.
Mark.
So I got a 2-part what-if question.
Okay.
If the transmission towers on the island themselves
are shaken apart or come down. Is there some other way to have cell phone service, or are we just without cell phone service at that point?
Yeah,
Physical destruction of a site, in other words, so radio pops off the pole, yeah, so you're gonna lose communication off that. Fortunately, with the number of sites we have, there's some reliability in 700 megahertz, making it far enough to reach overlap
Okay.
sections, but in a catastrophic event, we would expect that for some period of time, that would happen. And then
I was gonna add one thing, but go ahead.
we also store some of that equipment here on the islands, so that we actually could mobilize and deploy replacements.
There's a thing called a cow, a cell on wheels, that can be rolled in if you happen to have one available. In a major disaster, we may be on the very, very bottom of the list to get one of those. It has to get onto the island, which means the ferry has to be running. But in a smaller thing, it's isolated, just here, say, a huge windstorm that's strong enough to take out a cell tower, I don't know what that looks like. But we could get a cow brought
But
in.
without the towers, there isn't some
Yeah.
other signal available from some source.
Not for cellular, no.
Okay, I'm gonna take one more question, because Dave Halloran's back there and had his hand
The
up.
other question was about this building.
Oh, okay.
All of the refraction models I've seen for tsunamis in Puget Sound basically suggest that East Sound is the most dangerous location. If this building were not functional after a tsunami came through, where would we go for the things we come to the fire station for?
Do we wanna have a fire person take that?
Yeah, so let me address the tsunami question a little bit. First of all, I work for the County Emergency Management Office. My name is Dave Howard, and I'm going to stand over here next to my borough firefighter. So this area, the worst area on Orcas is probably Crescent Beach, with probably up to 18 feet of inundation. The village itself should not see just any more water than just a little bit on maybe Main Street. On the north side of the island, the models show that the fire station itself would not be impacted, right? So, that's what the latest predictions show for tsunami from a Cascade subduction zone. It doesn't represent every possible scenario, but it's likely that this would not be impacted. The worst place to be on the island is Crescent Beach. So, what we tell people as far as the notification, the notification, the warning itself of the tsunami or potential tsunami is that earthquake that's so violent that it knocks you down, or you need to sit down, shaking like you haven't experienced. Expect a tsunami after that. So also don't expect infrastructure to be existent that would give you like that technological warning, like over your cell phone or something like that. So. A couple other things I just wanted to very briefly mention was for E911 or for 911 calls, please don't make test calls from your non-provisioned or no service telephone to 911 to see if it works. What these guys have given is good advice. Take it on face value. Please don't make those calls. When they happen, a deputy has to go out and seek out where the source of that call is, and because the nature of the call itself is usually like somewhere within like a mile radius. So it really can take up a lot of resources that don't need to be, frankly.
Yeah.
Another thing is on our website, san1dm.net alerts, Gregg mentioned the emergency alert system. You can sign up for locally initiated alerts at our website, san1dm.net/alerts. If you do so, please put in every means by which you want to be contacted. If it's a cell phone number, pager, email address, all of those things if you want to be contacted. These will carry the same alerts that you would hear that would originate from the county. They would get to you this way also. We can originate those alerts that get carried over the EAS system, the television crawlers, but you have a much better chance of getting that if you sign up with your device. Text message, email. We've only used it a couple times. I think we've probably sent out 3 in at least 10 years. Only for probably a life safety condition is the only time we would use it. And one other thing, also, Gregg mentioned ham radio. We consider ham radio operators and ham radio volunteers an integral part of emergency preparedness and emergency management. It's great, and we need more operators to do shifts at the fire stations if that happens. If you don't feel like you are up to doing a 12-hour volunteer shift at a fire station, An integral part of our neighborhood preparedness is a communication link for neighborhoods. Maybe you want to be a ham radio operator, but you don't feel up to, doing that 12-hour shift. We could still use you as that neighborhood communications link on ham or GMRS radio to be that link to the other operators. So please consider it, and I think that is all I wanted to say. So thank you.
Thank you, Dave. Okay. I think we're out of time. Anything else from our organizers?
Well, I just want to say thanks so much. Corey, you gonna join me up here, dude?
Sure will.
You're the other part of row. We got a high five for everybody. Okay, so the next meeting, and thank you so much, Greg. Thank you, Alan. Michael. Our next meeting is Wednesday, June 12th, from 5:30 to 6:30, right here. It's going to be about fire with Nathan Donnelly of Northwest Resilience. And he's actually also our fire rights coordinator for the county, so he will talk all about free fire assessments. And I have flyers for that in the back, if you guys could help me put them up. Oh my God, that'd be awesome. And also, Greg put together a really great handout, which there are a ton of copies of, that I welcome you to take home with you.
Please. That's it.